South China Morning Post, 7th of March 2024. Can Shehbaz Sharif assist in diffusing tensions between Pakistan and India, given that Kashmir remains a contentious issue? Peace between India and Pakistan is unattainable so long as the Pakistani army maintains control of the country. Given the absence of a fabricated threat perception, Pakistan is unable and unsuitable to keep an army of such magnitude. A change of guard in Islamabad could resolve protracted tensions between India and Pakistan. However, political analysts caution that the neighboring countries must first confront unresolved matters and their intricate history. In his inaugural address on Sunday, newly elected Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif drew a parallel between Indian-administered Kashmir and Gaza, advocating for a resolution that would liberate both regions. Furthermore, he vowed to improve relations with all significant nations, including the country's neighbors. Furthermore, he stated that Pakistan would not participate in any great game and that his administration would maintain ties with neighbors based on equality while expanding its alliance network. Ajay Bisaria, a former Indian diplomat, expressed cautious optimism to This Week in Asia that progress would be made between the two countries by the end of the year. Over the course of the following 3 months, India will closely monitor Pakistan. At this time, Shehbaz Sharif must rally the army and initiate fresh offensive efforts in the direction of India, he stated. In contrast to the deposed Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, who frequently expressed provocative views towards Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Sharif family generally has a more positive attitude towards New Delhi. India, however, is the actual decision-maker. Army. A day after his inauguration, Modi congratulated Shehbaz on social media. In May 2014, during his first term, Shehbaz's brother, three-time Pakistani leader Nawaz Sharif, was present at Modi's swearing-in ceremony. As an act of reciprocity, Modi unexpectedly traveled to Pakistan in December 2015 to attend the matrimonial ceremony in Lahore, which Sharif's granddaughter attended. Pakistan stated that from 2017 to 2020, neither nation was a current priority for the other. At this time, India is preoccupied with the general election and has no interest in the Pakistani relationship. In addition to Imran Khan, Afghanistan, Chinese debt, and US-China relations, Pakistan faces additional challenges, he stated. Therefore, there is no immediate desire for either nation to foster a diplomatic connection. Bisaria stated that Pakistan could take action by providing India with strong assurances regarding terrorism, given the emergence of low-grade terrorism in the form of drones, especially in the Punjab and Kashmir regions. I believe India's fundamental expectations are a reduction in terrorism and assurances from Pakistan to that effect, he stated. Although relations seemed to progress favorably during Modi's initial tenure in office, India's decision to revoke Jammu and Kashmir's special status in 2019 further strained relations with Pakistan. Since 1947, the Himalayan region of Kashmir has been a source of contention between Pakistan and India, and it has been the impetus for two conflicts between the two neighboring countries. Unrealistic demands were made by Pakistan, according to Bisaria, for Delhi to reverse its decision. Thursday was to mark Modi's first official visit to the city of Srinagar in Indian Kashmir since Delhi assumed direct control of the region in 2019. Abdul Basit, Pakistan's High Commissioner to India between 2014 and 2017, stated that Islamabad could negotiate with Delhi through indirect channels to resolve the Kashmir dispute. He said, "Diplomacy is about establishing possibilities." Basit cautioned that a reversion to structured dialogue at this juncture would undermine Pakistan's Kashmir policy even further. Clarity regarding the fundamental objectives of the policy is imperative before our involvement with India. The director of the South Asia Institute at the Wilson Center, Michael Kugelman, stated that he did not anticipate an improvement in relations between the two nations shortly. Modi's message was rather succinct and lacked enthusiasm. It could be interpreted as Modi's recognition of the new government and desire to maintain stability. And with that, he declared, the communication was in no way an olive branch. While Shehbaz may not hold a hostile stance toward India, he is also not one to adopt a conciliatory stance. Because he takes a more stringent stance toward India than his brother, any appeals he makes for improved relations with India will require New Delhi to alter its stance on Kashmir, which is not imminent, he further elaborated. However, Kugelman posited that advancements might be feasible in commerce. Due to economic considerations, Shehbaz might advocate for resuming specific border commerce. However, India is improbable to comply. This renders unlikely the implementation of one of the few possible confidence-building measures for India-Pakistan relations, he added. Without a national consensus in Pakistan, senior Pakistani journalist Hamid Mir stated that it would be difficult for Shehbaz to progress toward mending relations with India. In the February 8 election, the most significant number of seats were won by candidates backed by the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI), led by the ousted leader Imran Khan. However, a coalition between Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and the Pakistan People's Party (PPP) allowed Shehbaz to assume the position of Prime Minister after his brother Nawaz's resignation. Mir stated that Shehbaz's administration was extremely reliant on the support of the PPP, which has utilized the Kashmir dispute to garner support over the years. Moreover, the PTI, led by Khan, is a trendy opposition party that will not grant Shehbaz Sharif a fresh start in India, he continued. Mir stated that sources within the establishment informed him that while India was prepared to advance under the Musharraf formula, no party in Pakistan was willing to embrace it. The formula pertains to a four-point solution by former leader Pervez Musharraf to address the Kashmir dispute. It consists of the following: demilitarization, unrestricted movement of individuals across the line of control, self-governance in the absence of independence, and a collaborative oversight system involving India, Pakistan, and Kashmir and Jammu and Kashmir. General Asim Munir, the head of the Pakistani army, was an ardent supporter of United Nations resolutions regarding Kashmir, according to Mir. Unlike his predecessor, General Qamar Bajwa, who resorted excessively to back channels with India, General Munir would not continue with this strategy. Having orchestrated multiple coups and ruled the country directly for over 3 decades, Pakistan's formidable military has historically exerted considerable influence over the formulation of both domestic and foreign policies. Most importantly, China and Pakistan are very close, and Pakistani leaders cannot stand in the way of India because doing so would be counterproductive for Pakistan, Mir explained. Associate Professor at the Center for Political Studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University, A.J. Gudavarthi, told This Week in Asia that the recent diplomatic overtures were merely optics. According to Gudavarthi, establishing a military-political alliance in Pakistan was a prerequisite for any potential progress towards a more amicable bilateral stance between Islamabad and Delhi. One cannot have a peaceful and meaningful relationship for political reasons. Pakistan is ruled by its military industry, whereas a majoritarian government governs India, he explained. Furthermore, domestic politics are becoming more polarized over escalating foreign policy concerns. Therefore, I firmly believe that the prospect of an enhanced bilateral relationship between the two nations is non-existent. Gudavarthi stated that to resolve an internal crisis, both nations required an external foe. The intricacy of democratic mobilization has surpassed the capabilities of these nations. This phenomenon is known as the burden of the state within political science. A crisis of legitimacy has engulfed the governments on both sides of the border. Therefore, an external adversary is necessary for this context to maintain public interest, he elaborated. Political and cultural factors, according to Gudavarthi, offered little opportunity to improve relations between India and Pakistan. Trade and development, in his opinion, were crucial in closing the disparity. The economic downturn in Pakistan has effectively nullified any potential for trade and development to serve as a mediatory factor between the two nations.